Hello.
Hi.
New year, who dis? Oh,
Oh,
welcome. Welcome to the Parent Cafe podcast.
the first one of 2021.
Woo! I thought for a second you were about to say 2020.
Don't
Just the
bring
way
up
it was
that
coming
year.
out, I was like,
Don't bring it
no,
up.
we're
We're
done.
not.
We're done.
Ugh.
So we're on the upswing. We're out of 2020.
Can only get better from here.
Can only get better. What a year.
We got to be positive.
Yes.
Mhm.
Today we're talking about what everyone talks about at the beginning of each year.
Surprise!
Surprise!
Goals.
Goals. Hashtag goals.
Mm-hmm.
Are you setting any goals? Like New Year's goals?
Like resolutions or like just.
Yeah.
You know what? I usually like because it's like I don't even know. It's what you have to do and what you're like brought up to be like you have to set a goal. What's your
Yeah.
goal? I definitely like always think about it, but do I follow through? Do I even remember what I set for last year? Probably not. They're probably the same every year. But I did write some down
Oh
because
yeah.
today's session did get me thinking of maybe some more focused goals
Mm-hmm.
that I would like to maybe like follow through with.
Are they
So
smart goals?
I didn't full out smart them, but I did think about that. But I'm more so focused on like categories.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
okay.
I saw like I didn't like I've seen ones that there's like 10 categories. I'm like 10 goals is a lot to like for 1 year.
Yeah.
I'm like one goal a year is like pretty good for me.
Yeah, it depends on the
So,
goal, I guess, too.
yeah, did you set any or do you set goals?
Well, every single year I tend to like write goals down.
Oh, at least you write them down. That's a good
Yeah.
start. I don't.
So I guess like in my head too, I think I've forgotten the meaning of a resolution.
Mm.
Like, because is a resolution supposed to be like a positive thing that you do that is something that you do that's negative normally?
I don't see it as that. I just see it as something like you want to grow from.
Okay. Because it's
So like
like,
it can be negative. Like I find like nowadays it is more like set to be negative. Like oh I ate really bad last year. I want to
eat
eat
better.
good. Yeah, which is one of mine, but still. But
I
they can
digress.
be. But they certainly they can be just like to continue to grow. Like if you're already doing good at something and then you want to keep succeeding in that.
Yeah, I find like myself setting goals is upsetting because I
Mm.
am hard on myself when I like
Ah,
don't achieve them.
yeah,
And
okay.
and I always set super, I don't know why, but like lofty goals when it comes to New Year's, like
Mm.
super unrealistic. Like it's
Okay,
like,
tell me an example.
okay, well, 2019, like coming on to 2020,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna save 10 grand. Like,
How'd
am
that
I
go?
serious? I bought a house that year that needed to be renovated. So all of 2020, well, up to July, we were renovating. So like, where did I think I was going to save money? Because I think I spent double what I meant to save. Like,
Mm.
so yeah, I saved no money. And then I think my other goal was like do yoga every day. And
Yeah, every day. That's a tough one to
I did yoga,
start out with.
yeah, like January, February, up until
Mm.
the shutdown in March. I was going
Yeah.
to yoga classes, which was
Mm.
lovely. And in January, I did like a 30-day challenge. So, like, I was doing
That's
it,
good.
but I fell right off. Like, I
Yeah,
was
do you know
so,
what?
so close.
2020 though, like everyone just had to jump ship
Oh, I
like
know.
just to survive.
It was bad. So, but I feel
But
like that's something that if I kept going, it would have helped with like just my mental state too, because
mm,
yoga would have just been good for me in general. Um,
Yeah. I
kind
I
of,
think a lot of those closures though threw people for a loop because they were like I
yeah,
was in a groove, I was going to classes and
yes,
stuff, and then they
yeah,
all got shut down and I'm like, well, what do I do? I don't
right,
know how to motivate myself at home.
right.
Like,
And at home, it's so hard because there's tons of like, I guess, virtual, like online, and
oh
I
yeah,
do,
so many.
yeah, I still do watch those.
Yeah.
But it's the
Like,
get up and go. Like when I know I have a
mhm.
class to attend, it's like the guilt tripping part that's
Yeah.
getting me there. It's
And
like,
that you've paid for.
yeah, it's like if I don't
Yeah.
go, what if no one goes? Then there's no one there. I better
Yeah.
go. Like that, or they won't host them anymore if I don't go,
Yeah.
because then no one's gonna go.
Yeah.
Because I'm disappointing people.
Yeah. People
But
work hard to do those classes. It's a
yeah,
lot of time and
so
energy.
but what I did
Yeah.
do, which I found super funny, is a few days before 2020, I went out and I like bought a notebook that I love and I dated it like every single day. I made like tiny
Oh,
squares where I would like check mark if I had done what I'd done. I did like little reflection bubbles at the bottom of every single day of
that's
like,
so cute.
do you think
I
I
feel like you
filled,
can just buy those
okay, but
though.
do you think I filled out any of them?
No,
Like it was like March 2nd and I remember opening it and being like, "Oh,
I
that was a
forgot I got this.
yeah, like big huge waste of a notebook." It was like
You could
looming
have
in
at least.
the back of my mind the whole time.
Uh,
Like it was like I should fill out that book.
and what was it going to be? Just like your goals that you did for
Yeah,
that
just to like
day?
feel good about that day that I like
Okay.
did the 20 minutes of whatever I meant to do and
Mm.
drank as much water as I meant to, and
Uh,
now I'm just tired and dehydrated, so it didn't work.
you don't want to waste trees.
Mm-mm, no.
No. But do you know what? You can use your notes in your phone.
Yeah.
I do
But I
that.
that's the other thing is like there's other apps I would rather look at.
Yeah.
So for me, like notes isn't as motivating, but
Mhm.
good segue. I did look up some apps that are like top
Mhm.
rated and apparently super good and
Okay.
interesting. Some of them have some cost associated with them.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the people who make them need to make some money, but
And sometimes
um,
usually like the ones you pay for are a little bit better because they give you a lot more.
totally. I
So,
have a few paid apps on my phone that
mhm.
I'm like super happy with.
And like I'm
Um,
so cheap, so I hate paying for anything.
yeah, but you know
Like
what?
I'll try the free ones, but then you're like, okay, I will upgrade you.
I'll show you some of these apps. Um, the first one I found, actually, where did I save those images?
By the way, I'm digging this color on you.
See, no one's gonna see it because I always make these podcasts black and
Allie's got copper hair now.
white.
I think they'll notice. It's lighter.
Yeah, maybe that it's lighter, but yeah,
Hmm.
I went for it. Had a little mental breakdown.
That's gonna be one of my goals this year is to do my hair. I haven't like cut it in like 4 years or
Mm,
dyed it.
yeah,
Well, I
cutting
cut it myself like a month ago. Like I took like 2 inches off. I just did like split it in half and then like twisted it like when it was wet and then just like cut it
yeah,
with my kitchen scissors.
that sounds like a little more up my alley. Mm, drink break. So dehydrated. So
Yeah.
the first app that I found that actually I might get it because it sounds hilarious. And it's
Oh.
$1.99, but I don't know if it's $1.99 for the month or $1.99 just for the app. But either way, like
Mm.
$2.
Okay.
You can get it for your iOS, like Apple or Android, so both like smart interfaces. And it's an app to stay focused. It's called Forest, and basically, so this is what it looks like.
Okay, just like a little plant growing in some
Yes.
dirt.
So
Yeah.
the app, there might be other things in there, but I didn't look deep enough. But it's a timer app. So I don't know if you've ever done this, like you go to do something and you set a timer on your phone, or like you set a calendar alert, like by the time an hour is up, I want to be done doing blank. So you like
No.
set a timer. Okay, I do that. Like
I only do that when I'm cooking.
so this this app is like perfect for like
Oh, like that's like a goal like you like have to beat something.
yeah. So if so for me in the morning
Ah.
on like a weekend day, for example, so say like it's Saturday, I'm not working, I have so much time to like just do everything on my list, right? So I'll go into like my calendar app and I will put every single thing I need to do that day in the calendar and like give myself like what time I want to start doing that and then what time I want to be done doing it.
Oh,
And
you so want to do that.
if I finish early, I move the other ones up.
Oh,
So then like
see,
if by 2 o'clock I'm done everything, then it's like I'm done, I'm good. Like,
see, I make notes, like in my notes, I do a checklist,
yeah,
but I like the timing thing
yeah,
because I'm like, oh, I have all day, and then it's like 5, and I'm like, oh yeah, I
yes.
didn't do that because I'm
And
like, oh, I'll scroll through Facebook
yeah, and
again.
so with this app, you set your
Ah.
timer, and as soon as you set the
Ooh, it's like a
timers,
challenge.
so you could do it like a 5 minute timer or like a 2 hour one. As soon as you set and start, it plants the seed in the dirt,
Uh,
and then the plant starts growing, and it grows for the length of time that you are doing whatever task you're doing.
mhm.
If you exit the app to like open Facebook and procrastinate, the plant stops
Oh.
growing.
Oh no.
So
I like that.
so if you're good with like you need that accountability piece to like meet the things you want to
I
do,
do.
that good app.
Ooh, I like that. What's that one called again?
It's called Forest.
Forest.
Yeah,
Okay.
Forest.
That one would be really good for kids too, to
Yeah.
keep them on track.
Yeah, so you could probably download it like if they have an iPad, download
Mm-hmm.
it onto their iPad. If you're saying like, okay, we're gonna read for half an hour and then you can play with your toys
Yeah.
or like play on whatever
Or
app
do your homework or
or do your
whatever.
homework, then you can just like set the app up in front of them and have Forest going.
And it's kind of interactive too, that
Yeah.
like you're like, is my plant grown yet? Like, ooh,
Yes. So
I
I
wonder
mean,
if it grows different things.
I don't
Mm.
know
I'm
actually.
gonna have to
That could
try
be
that out.
interesting. But
I like it.
the one thing to me
Mm.
is like if I'm planting something and watching it grow, to get to the end of the time, it's like, oh, the plant grew, yay. But like, did I do what I needed to do? Because like the plant growing is pretty positive. But if I
Yeah.
didn't complete what I needed to,
Ah, you still have that.
I still have like the goal is accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that when you're in there, you can like extend your time
If you
as you go.
haven't.
hmm So if
Okay.
you set like a 10 minute, but you need another 5, like I wonder if you can like extend.
Yeah. So you're not like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah,
Anyways,
like,
even though
oh,
like
timer's up.
half the floor is swept.
Yeah. So that's a really cool one that I found. So
Okay.
I'm going to
I
be
like
downloading that
that.
one.
I will too.
And I don't know what this word means, but on here they have stop fubbing, which I think
Oh,
just means like fubbing around, maybe like stop procrastinating. I'm not
oh,
sure, but
maybe.
it's kind
I
of
have no
cute.
idea. I've never heard of it.
No, I'm going to look it up and use it from now on.
Maybe it's a new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next app that I found was called Strides, and this one is about the SMART goals.
Okay.
So it sets the specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely goals, which is apparently just the proven way to set a goal and stick to it, and then actually be able to accomplish the goal.
Because you're
Um,
kind of learning why you're doing it.
yeah, the app is free, but it
Hmm.
has in-app purchases.
Okay.
So
You
keep
can
that
see
as
what you
well.
like if you like it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it looks like this. So as you're doing
Drink
something,
water.
you can check
Okay.
off how many you've done or
Yeah.
like whatever you're up to.
Mm.
So that one
And
seems
does it make you actually write in like why it's smart? Like you're actually writing things, or is it just making you think about it?
it's a really good question. You can set daily habits. Each day you hold yourself accountable by checking off your habits.
Mm.
Skipped habits will be in red
Ooh.
to incentivize you not to break your stride.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it puts everything you do into categories too.
Mm.
So if you have like a lot more goals in like self-care and maybe less goals in like housekeeping or whatever other
Okay.
category you might have, and then maybe it probably tracks how much time you spend doing each thing.
Yes. Okay.
So I like
Makes
that.
sense. Makes sense.
But
Mm-hmm.
that kind of app to me, I would almost like go into like my notes and use that.
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't use that one as
Yeah.
much. Like I like the idea of it, but I think I would start it and write all my goals down, but then not go in every
Yeah.
day
It's
to do
just,
it.
it
I do,
doesn't
yeah.
seem as user friendly or like interactive, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
It's also like not to bash them, but it's not like the most attractive
It's
thing. So it's
yeah.
just a basic list. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, app creator, do better. Okay. So
Step it up.
I have two more that I thought were super
Okay.
cool. So this next one's called Fabulous, and it's
Mm,
free to download, but then there's in-app purchases. It ends up being about $10 a month
okay. For
after
everything?
for the app. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So it fine tunes your daily routines. $10 seems like a lot, but it's 120 bucks for the year.
Mhm.
But I think you get discounts. So if you pay for the year, it's 95, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Um, but it basically like it's pretty to look at. You have
Much
all your
nicer than that other one.
categories, and it
Yeah.
then you push notifications to like go and do the goals that you set for yourself.
Okay.
That's fine. It's
Hmm.
nicer, kind of same as the one before, but pretty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're paying for the pretty
You're
a
paying for
little
the
bit.
pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the
But if that's
last,
your thing to do it, it might be worth
yeah.
paying for if it is something to keep on track. And like you said, it's free to download, so you can try it and see if you
Hmm.
like it,
Like it
and
likely
then
has a
pay for it.
trial. It likely
Yeah,
has like a week free or
or
whatever.
whatever.
They
Yeah,
usually have something like that. So um yeah, so that was that one.
that's not too bad.
And the last one is my favorite. It's called Streaks. And Streaks,
Streaks.
Streaks, Streaks. It's $4.99. Again, I think that's monthly.
Okay.
This one is attractive to me. It kind of does things the way that I would like visualize it in my head.
Mm,
Basically, you set like your favorite 12 goals
okay.
and you go into each one and you would like, you know how on a Fitbit it like shows you the circle and
Yeah.
once you reach the full whatever your goal
Yes.
is, it's done. So you can like
Yep.
see your progress really well. This one does that. So
Okay.
if your goal is to burn, like they have calories on there,
Mm,
so far they burn 200 and they're only like that far in. So yeah, it's habit tracking. So basically, it
okay.
prompts you like, oh, you're not doing so well on your drinking water goal. You should drink some water, which is good. It'll send reminders, like push
Okay.
notifications. Um, and yeah, so I like that one. And you can set timers on this one too.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah. So I mean, there's so many apps out there to be successful, like with your goal setting. I know for sure I didn't hit any of the goals I set. So
Yeah, I don't think I did either. 2020 was in its own universe.
I know.
So if
Can we
you
just erase it?
if
Like,
you reached a goal this year, good job.
good for
Like
you.
honestly,
And also,
because
what
if
was
you
it?
didn't,
What
yeah.
was it? Like, what did you
Yeah.
accomplish this year? And are you a unicorn?
And if you didn't, good for you too, because
Yeah,
you made it through.
you made it.
Yeah.
Welcome to
And
2021.
that's yeah, thank God.
I think that'll be the biggest
Maybe.
accomplishment for all of
Mhm.
us. We
Mm,
just we just made it.
totally. We just made it.
Just made it. I
Mhm.
know, like living my day to day life, that I'm accomplishing goals that, like
Mhm.
in hindsight, should have been something I set for myself. Like,
Yes.
like owning a home. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, like I should have that would be like a goal, but
That would be a goal, but it was just like, "Oh, I'm
yeah,
gonna go buy a house,"
I'm
and
gonna
then
go
you
do
just
this because I can,
yeah, but
not because it's my goal
goal.
that I like
Yeah.
outlined for myself. So I guess like my
Yeah.
goals kind of get lost in my like day to day, like you said. It's kind of like I'm just doing what I need to do. But
Yeah, and I think that's, like, basic life and, like, almost like survival, like, you're gonna buy a house because you have to put a head like, a roof over your head, right? Like, you're
yeah,
gonna do those things to make your life move forward, and
right.
you're just doing that as things come as like opportunities arise, because you don't know what the year ahead has for you, what things are going to change and what
No,
opportunities are going to come up. So how are you going to plan around that? Like,
exactly. Yeah.
we no one planned for 2020, and now we all had to change our
Didn't
courses of life.
didn't they though? Like The Simpsons predicted 2020.
Okay. Simpsons knows everything for some reason, and they need to tell us. They are telling us, we're just not listening.
Exactly. Well, because we
So
see it on The Simpsons and we're like, "Pfft,
we're like,
that's
that's so
crazy."
funny.
Oh, no, I know.
Oh,
So we were posting on our Instagram quite a bit.
yes.
Um, Nobody seems to like setting goals. So
Do you know what? I'm not
we don't, yeah,
surprised.
we don't blame anyone for
Yeah.
that. But yeah, like even setting goals for your kids, I feel like that's a hard thing again. Like just like for adults, it's like the goals that you have for your kids are the day-to-day goals.
Hmm.
It's like if they're infants, you're kind of going, okay, they're going to start talking soon. I want them to learn these words, or they're
Yeah.
going to start
I
walking.
want them to eat today.
Yeah, I want them to learn how to eat cucumbers
Solid foods, or
today. Yeah,
yeah,
like whatever.
whatever stage of life they're at, it's
Hmm.
going to be different.
So you always
Totally.
are kind of setting goals with your kids, whether
Hmm.
you know you are or not.
Yeah.
I guess
Like,
like
I would set like a potty training goal, but it's
right
not even for Abby, it's for myself.
to make your life
I'm like,
easier.
I'm going to potty train her this time because I
Right.
know she's capable. But then if it happens, like if it doesn't work, I don't put it blame on her. I put it on myself, right? So it's more of a goal for me. I shouldn't put blame on myself for it, but I do.
Like, that's not
I
very
know.
nice.
It's not, but I'll be like, I shouldn't say blame. I wouldn't, yeah, okay. I'm just gonna stop there.
No, it's all good. It's all
You
good.
know what I mean, though?
I do. I do. I know.
It's
Yeah, I
it's a
get it.
parent thing too. You're just gonna obviously criticize yourself more than your
From the
child
from the
too.
perspective of a parent thing, I don't get it, but from the
But I feel like you
perspective
would too.
from the perspective of a fiance, I'm gonna say I get it. Or
You know,
tell,
they have to support each other
yeah,
too, right?
yeah, yeah,
And same with kids, you have to be there to support them. And maybe like if you have older kids, they can think of their own goals.
yes. So I guess it would be up to them to decide whether they're gonna set goals for themselves
Hmm.
or not. Um,
I like that you said that, like that it's up to them to decide,
mhm.
because it's not like, okay, well, what are your goals this year? It's like, do
No.
you want to set
Are you
goals this
setting any
year?
goals this year?
Yeah, I like that. Thank you for saying it that way.
No problem. I'm all about that choice, you know?
It is, it's good.
Yeah.
If they're old enough to make those choices,
Yeah.
give them that opportunity.
So like the top reasons that people set goals, um, the very top is to improve their overall quality of life.
Hmm.
But that's so like broad. But that's
So broad.
apparently yeah, but that's apparently like a topic that they choose. So it's like
Okay.
improve
Quality of
my
life.
overall life, which I kind of like that because it'd be easy to say like, okay, this year I'm going to work on
Am I
improving
happier?
my overall quality of life. And if I did just one thing to do that, then I can answer that with yes, right?
I do like that too.
Yeah. The second most popular is to lose weight.
Hmm.
Um, Nothing new there. Like,
I think that's like everyone's goal.
I honestly despise the scale
Yeah.
like with a passion. It's kind of hard too because I used to work as a personal trainer and a fitness instructor, and people's biggest thing was always like to see that number on the scale go down.
Yeah.
But if you're taking care of your body and staying active, like your weight could stay the same and you can just look and feel better.
Yeah.
Like the weight on the scale part is really hard for people to just separate that. Like eat well and just move a bit, the
Yeah.
number might even increase and you'll look and feel better.
Yeah. And I
So
think that's just like a society
it
thing,
is.
like
It
just where
is.
we're at. Like it's always been about like that number, and it's not
Mhm.
really about your overall health. Like
Mhm.
people that are fit and whatever might not be healthy, but a person who's a little bit overweight might be. Like, you don't know what's on the inside, what people are going through, and as
Absolutely.
long as you're living, like, moving and eating healthy, like, making
Just eat
healthier
well and
choices.
just make
Yeah.
good choices, like, yeah.
Have a burger every now and then, and it's okay.
And it's fine, everything in
Yeah.
moderation. Like,
Yeah,
better to do
exactly.
that than drive yourself crazy
Mhm.
and keep
'Cause
telling
then it's
yourself
your mental health, right?
right, like, keep telling, "Oh, I'm not allowed to have that, I can't have that," and it's like,
Yeah.
just eat the donut and, you'll be fine." And also
Take your
remove that mindset of, like,
Mhm.
"If I eat this donut, I need to run for an hour." It's like,
Yeah.
"No, just eat the donut and go on about your day, and if you planned
Mhm.
on running, go ahead and run, but, like, don't make it about that." Like, don't it's just that's just such it's always been the hardest thing, I think, with people, and obviously, like, clients would increase at the beginning of the year, like, January, it's like the gyms
Yeah.
were busy, classes were busy, and that's normal. And that's fine, and it's good to have that goal and, like, get in the gym and
Yeah.
do what you gotta
And
do.
at least you're getting out there and doing like, trying it,
Yes.
right?
Yes, but have, like, a good mindset going into it, and
Mhm.
it'll last a hell of a lot longer
Yeah.
than just that spontaneous, like, "I better get healthy."
Yeah. Not
Yeah,
even, "I
long
have to
term.
lose weight."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you wanna go in there, why do you wanna go in there? You
What's your
wanna be
reason,
healthy. Yeah.
and how are you gonna get there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, the next top one is achieve a goal, but that's kinda like
Achieve a goal? Like,
yeah.
oh,
Like, in general, so these are
like,
just the reasons why people set New Year's resolutions. I'm not sure,
oh,
like,
okay.
how those are all different, but
Oh, okay. I thought they were, like, top, like,
no. So
goals
the
that people
most
set.
I think that's what I said, but that's not what I meant.
Okay.
English is my second language.
Can't use that all the
No, I
time.
know, I'm sorry. The top goals are exercise more, eat healthy,
Mhm.
save money, stop smoking, get organized, stop drinking, stop gambling. Exercise and healthy eating were 48% of people is
Mm.
their top resolution. And then saving money is 14%, smoking is 11%, and then it just goes down from there. And then
And I think
other,
all of those habits,
mhm,
those are all, like, when you said at the beginning, it's like a negative thing that you're trying to change.
to just be better at. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
the negative thing would be I don't exercise at all, so I want to
Yeah.
exercise more.
Yeah. But
Um,
maybe instead of doing that, it can be like change my mental health or change my mindset on eating
what
healthier or
what being
something like
active
that.
yeah, or what being active looks like to me.
Yeah.
Like, just personally, what does that look like?
Yeah, like put it in a positive way,
Mhm.
not just like cuz then you don't feel as guilty if you didn't lose weight or didn't quit smoking or something.
Yeah.
And I think it's hard to get into the mindset of kind of, especially at the beginning of the year, of what you want.
Mhm.
Unless you know, like, if it is to buy a house, like, good for you, and, like, you can do that and, make that your goal, but, some of the more, like, habit, ones are harder to break.
Mhm. And what is it, like, you have to do something for, like, what is it, 3 weeks? Like, every day for
Yeah, I
3
think so, like,
weeks?
21 days or something like that.
Mhm. Which, like, now when I think about it, like, 21 days isn't that much.
It's not, but it is
It is,
at
but,
the
like,
same
getting
time.
over the hump of, like, the
Mhm.
repetition,
Yeah.
that's the
And
hard
then
part.
throwing obstacles at you. Someone gets sick in your family, or you get sick,
Mhm.
or
Just an
just
emergency, you gotta
financial
go. Yeah.
problems, like anything can just change your mindset for a day, and then you're done and you're like, I can't, right?
Mhm.
So it's hard to get back into it. So sometimes you
Mhm.
just need like a support person, even like to keep you on track. And
Yeah.
like, I know I need to like rely on my friends to be like, hey, like, are you doing this? Or like, I know like people do like challenges and stuff to like
Mhm.
help motivate each other. Like there's lots
Yeah.
of groups and stuff like that, which is really nice. But you
And that
just
works really well for a lot of people.
yeah, and that's why, like you said, going to classes helps motivate you to
Mhm.
actually go because you're held accountable.
I'm held
But
accountable, and I also then just feel really good after too, because it's
yeah,
like, "Wow, I'm so glad I did that,"
yeah,
and
you're like, I feel good now.
yeah. Um, I did get one text here. I hate it's negative.
That's okay.
I
I'm not saying
I hate
we've been super positive.
yeah, I hate setting goals. I never seem to follow through with them. I get excited about the idea, but it never seems to work out.
Mm.
So it is on a on a personal level, I get the getting excited part because that's
Mhm.
me. I'm always
You were
excited.
gonna save 10 grand and you were excited to spend that 10 grand or save it, but then
It's
you just
so
spent it this
painful.
year.
So painful.
It
Who
is.
who sets a goal like that in the middle of renovating a house? Like what is that?
Someone who's never renovated a house. Yeah.
Clearly, yeah.
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 Someone who thought someone else was picking up the bill, I think.
Ah, that would be nice.
Right? Can I just
Mhm.
submit all my receipts to an
Whoever.
imaginary person that'll just pay my bills for me? Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love that.
So I'm curious to know um, where this all started. Who brought this?
Hmm.
Who brought this crazy, unwanted?
This goal setting.
Yeah,
So, oddly enough, I happened to look it up and I
curious
went to
mind.
history.com and found out that the ancient Babylonians, over 4,000 years ago, were some of the first people to make New Year's resolutions.
Okay, but
It's like 4,000 years.
what were you making a resolution about 4,000 years ago?
So they would like hold like their celebrations in honor of the new year. But their new year wasn't January, it was March to celebrate the new crops
Okay,
coming when they were planted, sorry. And then they had like a 12-day religious festival.
okay.
Um, so then the Babylonians crowned a new king or reaffirmed their loyalty to the reigning king. They also made promises to the gods to pay their debts and return any objects they had borrowed. So these promises could be considered the forerunners of our New Year's resolutions. If the
Oh.
Babylonians kept their word, their pagan gods would bestow favor on them for the coming year. If not, they would fall out of the gods' favor, a place no one wanted to be.
That
So
makes a lot of
if
sense.
it does. So if you borrowed someone's
Lawnmower,
money, well, I don't think they had lawnmowers back then.
a goat, a
A
goat.
goat, someone's goat to make milk, and then you're like, really got to get that goat back to Joe, and then you finally give it back that new year, then the gods will appreciate you, and
Mm.
maybe get your own goat that year.
Oh, yeah, okay. No, but this makes sense. It
Does
makes
that make
sense.
sense?
Yeah, because it's, yeah. No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm
But
trying
then
to think of like
but
a current.
if you didn't give Joe's goat back, I like how you're going current, I'm just goat. If you didn't give Joe's goat back, then and you kept it for yourself, then they would fall out of their grace, I guess.
Okay, so in
Their
today's
good favor.
time, the the way that I feel
You
about
didn't
not
like the
completing
goat?
a goal. I know I said lawnmower and then I said goat.
Yeah. You brought it on.
One and the same.
Mhm.
Goats and lawnmowers, they do the
That's
same.
true.
They do the
That
same
is so
thing.
true. They do the same thing. I almost want a goat instead of a lawnmower.
Yeah, I mean, if it was like friends with your dog, it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be.
But I think like in modern time, then to fall out of favor with your gods, but um, were New Year's resolutions meant to be the things that you do that are bad to be better? So, like, if I'm a
Mm.
bad
Yeah.
person, am I supposed to set a resolution to say I'm going to be a good person?
I think here
That sounds like that's what originally the pagan or the Babylonians were
I
doing.
I think so too. Like it did go into like Roman times as well. I honestly like which ones came first. Whatever 46 BC. Like either way, a long time ago. Um it was like a god's thing. So they believed that Janus, who was symbolically looked backwards into the previous year and ahead into the future. The Romans offered sacrifices to the deity and made promises of good conduct for the coming year. So I think it is like that he was looking back on them to see if they were good.
So if you've
And then,
improved.
yeah,
So now our goals have kind of become a little bit more materialistic
yeah,
versus like for 2020, I'm going to be nice. I'm
yeah.
going to be a kinder person,
hmm
which people still do set those goals.
They do.
But looking at the charts of like what the most common are, they're pretty
It's always like financial, about your
financial health.
parent,
Hmm.
stuff like that.
So that would, yeah, a little bit more
Yeah.
self-serving than
Yeah.
serving others, which I almost feel like I would prefer to set the goal that would serve others, only
Yeah.
because I feel like achieving that would have a lot more value
And help you in the long run, just like the
as a person.
Babylonians.
Yes, yeah.
If you're going to go help someone else by giving
Hmm.
them their goat back or
Hmm.
doing whatever, a good deed, then they're going to reward you by something in your life being better too.
Well, and if you believe in karma, then that's exactly
Yeah.
that too. Like if I put good energy and positivity into the world, then
Yeah.
it's bound to come back.
Exactly.
But yeah, okay, cool. Cool. I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think having a different perspective on setting goals is important because it's kind of gotten stuck in that art like superficial, I better save some money, I better be healthier, I better
Mhm.
drink less alcohol when it's like,
And I find like those ones are sometimes difficult to achieve too,
mhm,
right? Like I don't want to say setting yourself up for failure, but you might be, right? Like year after year,
it
I'm
could
always like,
be.
I'm going to get fit. And
And then what
like,
does that mean to you though?
exactly, right?
Like I'm gonna
So,
get fit means what? Like I'm
or I'm
gonna
gonna, yeah, I don't know because I didn't write it down.
I would say like I don't know. I wouldn't even know what that looks like for me at this point in my life.
No, exactly. And at every point in my life that I've maybe said that, like, it's been different, right?
Hmm. It's
So
looked a little
maybe that
different.
year it is eating healthier, and maybe that year I did eat healthier, and then maybe the year after that it was working out or going to the gym or
Or not
whatever,
drinking
or
or
not
whatever.
drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think I forget what we were talking about.
Superficial goals. I think that they have like they've definitely become more superficial and we've strayed from, or at least
Mhm.
from what I know and what I hear from people, it's no longer about I'm going to be a good person, I'm going to be a good neighbor.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think then maybe if I were to set a goal for this coming year, I would say that I would maybe make a better effort to like get to know the people like in my neighborhood, for
Mm,
example, or like make connections
that's a
with
good
people.
one.
Yeah, make connections with people that like I haven't made good connections with.
Before you go on, what was your goal when you came into this? Did you make one?
When I came into
When
like
you
for
into this,
2021.
yeah, yeah. Did you make one?
Um,
Any?
well, yeah. Yes. I
Tell me
did.
your goal for now, and then after I want to know after like our little chat about
If it's changed.
if it's changed.
Yeah, so my goal, which I so far I'm maintaining, I started early anyway. I started towards the end of December because I find if I can get like rolling with it, it's a lot
Mhm.
easier for me come January to just continue, which
Yeah.
is exactly what happened with like yoga earlier this year. I was already
Okay. Yep.
going pretty well November, December. And then for 2020, I just kind of said like, okay, I'm going to continue this. And I did until shut down. But which shouldn't be an excuse, but it is. So for 2021, basically is just to get at least 30 minutes of physical activity into my day, no matter what that looks like. So I kind of gave myself a bit of like a doesn't
Okay.
matter what I'm
Not
doing
just yoga.
as long as I'm moving. So it's been looking like walks with the dogs. Like we've been taking them hiking, going to Wilmore lots lately. We have a spin bike now that we're
Nice.
renting from a local gym. So that's super cool.
Oh,
Mhm.
cool.
So shut down things, but
That's neat.
yeah, so we have that. So I've been cycling inside on just colder days and that one's fun because then I can just like set up Netflix and
Mhm.
cycle, and I forget what I'm doing, and it's
Just
great.
binge. And then you're like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god, it's
Yes.
been an hour."
And then a goal that Levi wanted to set that we've been working on obviously together because I do the cooking. So obviously I had to be involved in this. It just to eat less red meat,
Okay.
and to eat more vegetables, which
Mm.
like we eat lots of vegetables, but there are definitely days like I'm a huge comfort food girl.
Mm.
So like for me to be able to just have like pasta and cheese is like,
Yeah.
oh, like thank you. Like
So
just
you're like once a week pasta kind of thing
yeah.
or
I
whatever
don't I don't
now.
even like limit anymore. I used to do that where it was like Sunday fun day, like eat whatever you
Yeah.
want, but now I'm just kind of like, okay, I feel like eating this today
Mhm.
and we're just gonna eat it and like
Yeah.
not feel bad about it. That's just how I'm just evolving, I
You've
guess.
broken yeah, I was gonna say, you've
Yeah.
broken past that mindset and you're like, "I'm just happy with whatever. Give
Yeah.
me some pasta because I need it today."
Yes. But I think like to tell you if my attitude has changed because now I'm just kind of thinking all the goals that I set for myself were benefiting me in like a superficial way. Not necessarily like me like I'm
I
taking
want
care of my
yeah.
body, but
Yeah, so it's not superficial, but
I'm not like serving anyone by doing
yeah.
that. So I think like now kind of understanding and like talking through it, I would probably say like what I said earlier to just get to know the people around me a little bit better and
Mhm.
improve some of the connections that I have. Like
Mhm.
2020 was such a hard year and people didn't get to see each other. So I think like
Mhm.
that'd be important to just kind of like renew and rekindle relationships.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like that.
Yeah. What about you? Did you set any going into 2021?
I did.
Yeah.
So I set like I said before, I set kind of like categories. I didn't do too many, but it's more than I typically like. Usually, I would pick like one thing, but I
Mm-hmm.
did a family goal, a personal goal, a career goal, and then financial goal. So for a family goal, I just put my phone down more. Um, I'm like addicted to my phone, as many people are, and as much as I try to like ignore it, like you just out of habit, you just like reach over and grab it,
I feel like I
and
should have
then
made that goal.
it's like, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to that one.
Yeah.
I just want to put it down more, even if it's not like turn it off completely for a day or whatever. It's not, I can't do that. Like for work, I
Hmm.
can't do it. For contacting other people, especially now, like we don't see anyone. So
Yeah.
like, so I don't want to do that, but I want to put it down more. So maybe after a certain time of day or just, I
Or even
find when
like
I,
a window. Like if
exactly,
it
I
was
find like
like
if I have it on the charger, I totally
mhm,
forget about it.
same,
So like just
same.
putting, so just doing that more often or putting it somewhere else and
Maybe
then
if you
just
just put like
ignoring
a
it.
super crappy battery in it,
I have one, so
then
maybe
it'll just
that's
be
why
on the charger all the time.
it is on the charger a lot. So maybe that's why it's working.
Oh, that's
But
funny.
that is one that I have will be trying to do. A personal goal was to read more. I
Mm,
got some books for Christmas because I asked like I used to be a big reader and then I fell out of it just being busy and whatever. So I would like to get back
I love
into
reading.
reading some books. Yeah. I
What's
just like
your
don't find the time and then when I do find the time, I fall asleep.
what's your favorite genre?
I don't really have one. I just like what do I like? I just like a good book.
I'm super
I
into
like I don't know, like I don't want to say post apocalyptic because it's kind of scary right now, but like different worlds and
nice,
stuff like
like
that.
fantasy a little bit.
A little bit, but
Yeah.
also like I really like biographies
Okay.
or like there was one I read a long time ago. It was called, what was it called? Something named Alice, girl named Alice or I don't know. It was really good. But like drugs and stuff like that. I
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
okay. Like
Yeah.
lifestyle kind of
Yeah.
story.
Like I really liked what was it called? Like this is how long ago I was reading. It was like when I was a teenager. It was like Hunger Games and stuff like that.
Oh, mhm.
Yeah, like that kind of series.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
like
reading
stuff like
more. That's
that.
a really good one. Actually,
Mhm.
reading 3 hours a week, it extends your lifespan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like I read on my phone. I just need to put my phone down to read.
Yeah.
I think I just need to choose that, even just a few pages over my phone or like doing whatever.
Yeah.
So just making better choices on that part. I think they go hand in hand
I like
together.
that.
My career, I want to do some like more child development training. If I
Mm-hmm.
can do something like that, if opportunities arise. And for a financial goal is to pay off a credit card, just one, because I have multiple. So I'm gonna pick one. I shouldn't say pay off a credit card. So maybe I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna. Where am I going with that? I just
Pay
want.
things off.
Well, yeah, that's like overall, but that's gonna be a long time. But I just want to stick to one thing. So like picking maybe it is one credit card, but focusing on one thing at a time. Because like
Mm-hmm.
Brandon and I, we focused on paying one thing off, and then it's done, and it only took us a year to pay
Right.
it off. So like if I can do that, focus all of it more so. Like I still have to obviously make the minimum payments or whatever, but focus more onto one,
Mm-hmm.
then just get rid of them after that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
I like
those I guess too, like back to our conversation, are more like about, I don't want to say superficial, but along those lines about developing myself.
Mm-hmm. They're for you. They're for you goals.
They are,
But
yeah.
although you did set a family one, which is going to benefit
That's true.
everybody, and then your financial one will benefit your family too.
Yeah. But like for a community goal, I think it's hard for community goal for us because like our job is community.
Mm,
So sometimes I think that is hard because that is overall our goal in our career. So
yeah.
is benefiting the community. But I think for myself is I like the neighbor connections. Like I do have some close neighbors, but do
Hmm.
I really know them or do I connect with them more? Um, I would like to do a lot more of that. When I'm home, I just like to be home and I don't like to socialize. And then like to stop and just have small talk sometimes isn't my thing.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Like, I don't mind it every now and then, but then sometimes I'm just like, "Okay, I'm done." Like,
Exhausted.
exhausted and you just need to, or like you have to go make dinner, you have to do something like that.
Hmm.
But then after I have those conversations, I really do enjoy them, so I need to reflect on that more too.
Yeah. So, do you have other goals? So, how many categories did you have?
Those were just 4, but, like, when I was searching online just for some ideas, like, they had some that there was, like, 12 categories. I'm like, "That's just too many goals, I think, to, like, for one person to set for themselves." So, like, I think personally, like, even one goal, if I can get out of these 4 goals, if I can accomplish one of them throughout this year, I think I've succeeded,
Well,
in my opinion.
if you're going to set something like 12 goals, you should download that app.
That's a lot, like, I don't even know 12 things.
Like,
But, like, I wouldn't even remember them by the time, so, like, these ones I think are easy enough to, like, that I would remember them and, like,
hmm
that they're in different categories that,
hmm
like, when I'm at work, I can focus on this, like, when I'm with
right.
my family, like, stuff like that.
Hmm.
I did, like technically, I did write some more down from personal goals, but I think that one was one I more so wanted to focus on,
Yeah.
and then the other ones can, just be extras if I want to.
I think if you were going to have a longer list of goals, like if you went into like the 10, 12 like goals,
Yeah.
you would be looking at like the simpler side of goal setting
Mhm.
where you're like, okay, I need to drink a gallon of water a day. I need
Yeah.
to, that's a lot of water. I need
So,
to,
8 cups.
oh God,
Whatever that is.
8 cups?
You're supposed to drink 8 cups of water a
Is
day.
that 2 liters?
I don't know, but it also depends on like your height and your weight, and I don't
I
know.
think eight
I think
cups,
it's recommended as 8 cups of water.
8 cups is 2 liters.
There's water and coffee, so
Well, yeah,
I drink a few of those at least.
yeah, but coffee dehydrates you.
I know, but
It's
still
counterintuitive.
there.
Counterintuitive.
No, don't tell me things like that.
But no, you know what I mean? Like drinking water, taking daily
Yes.
vitamins,
Yeah. Just the
tidying
small,
up,
like littler things.
making your bed.
Hmm.
Like those are like those little goals that help people to just like get on with their day, which
Hmm.
I think setting those would be also just kind of
Yeah.
fine and easy. And then it's like, oh, I got through the year and know that I made my bed 95% of the time. Like,
And even if you made it 50%, that's better
mhm.
than you did the year before.
Right.
So,
You didn't make it at
yeah.
all last year. I'm excited for this year. I want to make it through the goals I did set for myself.
Yeah. And I want to
No.
go into it with a positive mindset because I think last year's just so negative. Like
Oh.
no matter where you turned, it
Mhm.
just was negative. And as much as like as much as people tried to put positivity on it, like you turned on the news or you turned on this and then it was negative. So
Yeah. The
I don't know,
news,
can we all make a goal together to be positive?
yeah, can everybody just be a little bit more positive this year, please?
Yeah, and like just open and
Mhm.
caring,
Mhm. And kind.
thoughtful of other people and other
Yeah,
people's opinions. It's
exactly.
okay.
So ne- next year, next week,
Next week.
we'll be talking about speech. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I on the
Yes,
right track?
you are.
And we
I
will
think
have a
so.
special guest, Ande. And maybe that's all I'll say because then I can let her have an introduction.
Yeah,
Um,
it's Andy.
it's
Andy will be with us
Ande will be with us, but she's a speech and language pathologist, so that'll be
here in
super
Edson.
cool. Local. So we'll
Mm-hmm.
be talking to her about all the things related to speech and language. Yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
super fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
She's a great person.
mhm, I'm excited for that one. Learn a bit about language. I know some things, but
I know some too, and because I've listened to speech pathologists and stuff like that before, but it's so interesting and like
mhm,
from different perspectives, and I don't know, you just learn something new every time. So
yeah,
I think it's always great info
yeah,
to
this stuff
have.
I know is from my own mom because she has
Mm.
some experience working in speech
Okay.
pathology back in Poland. So
Mm,
yeah, super cool.
nice. That's
Mhm,
very cool.
mhm.
We'll
So,
have to get your mom on here one day. No? Oh, she
I like
hears
had
that.
to look like I still had something in my cup.
Yeah, yeah.
Samantha, are you there? Sorry, I was busy having a drink of